Good afternoon. We're at the Franklin property. We're going to be completing a repairability test. Going to be on this right slope back here, which is west. We have this damaged shingle, wind damaged shingle here. I've identified that with an X and then marked up all of the surrounding shingles around that damaged one, all of which could potentially be damaged during the repairability test. And I'll give you an overview of all of those surrounding shingles before we get started. I'll be using a flat bar, hammer, putty knife, and roof snake. We'll get started with this putty knife. We'll use that to unseal the top shingle there. Got a couple tears in this shingle here just from trying to get that one unsealed. You can see those right there. Shows how brittle these shingles are with those tears, and I'll give you a better look at those at the end of the repair test. We'll use this flat bar to unseal the rest of them. See how those two different tools affect the shingles differently. Now we'll start removing these nails. Alright, we got all of those nails out and that old shingle out. We'll slide this new shingle in and get it all lined up nicely. You can already start to see some very significant stress fractures to those surrounding tabs there. Start getting some nails in there now. We'll be using the roof snake for that. You can also see some very significant mat transfer already. I'll show you all of the mat transfer at the end though. Alright, we're all complete with the repairability test. I'll give you another overview of all of those surrounding shingles after the fact. I'll give you a close-up of each of these tabs. Pointed out already the stress fractures along those tabs. We can see this one right here. See how easily it bends in the middle there, where that matting broke. You can see that there as well. This one you can see it's real bad all along there. Like I said, those stress fractures is where the matting on the shingle breaks, which causes damage to the integrity of the shingle and also affects its water shedding capabilities. You can see that one real bad there. I'll give you another side view of that as well. You can see that bend towards the top of the tab there, where that matting is now broken. It's very weak towards the top of the shingles. You can see that one along there as well. Another stress fracture. These shingles are just too old and brittle. You can see that they you can't really lift them much at all without that matting on the shingle breaking. And then we'll take a look at all of the mat transfer. Look at the old damaged shingle here. They should have some mat transfer on it. Yeah, we can see that all along there. Those chunks taken off. That one right there, that's pretty bad. So we can see mat transfer all along there, which we should be able to see those chunks on the bottom of these tabs here. We can see that one there, where the chunk came off of that damaged shingle, the matting, and it transferred onto the bottom of this shingle. We can see more mat transfer over here as well. You can see that big chunk right there taken out. You can see more chunks taken out of the bottom of these tabs here. You can see that exposed fiberglass there. So that mat transfer is also damaging the integrity of the shingles, as it's taking chunks off of the shingle, weakening it at that point, leaving exposed fiberglass and all of that. Looks like we can see a tear here. Not sure when that occurred. And then more mat transfer along the bottom of this one. More mat transfer here. Then we'll check this top shingle up here. We can see that mat transfer along the edge there. Some more mat transfer there. And then we can see the exposed fiberglass as well. Real bad mat transfer along the edge there as well. I pointed out earlier, when getting this shingle unsealed, you can see where a tear occurred there and over here as well. And then a big chunk of mat transfer right there. You can see there. You can see that exposed fiberglass on the bottom of that tab as well. And at the beginning of the video, I explained when I was unsealing these shingles here, we used the putty knife on this top shingle, and then we used the flat bar on the rest of them, and we can see mat transfer both along this row and this row. So we can see either tool that's used, it's going to be impossible to get around that mat transfer. So with all of that being said, I do not believe it is feasible to make repairs to this roof, as we can see the results of what would happen if repairs are to be made. And we did the most accurate representation of a repair, did all the same movements and manipulated the shingles the same way you would for a repair. You can see the results. We're left with stress fractures to all of those surrounding shingles and mat transfer underneath pretty much every single one of them. So we can see from repairing this one wind damage shingle here, the homeowner is going to be left with 1, 2, 3 additionally damaged shingles. And we can see the wind damage along this roof is very widespread, and with all those stress fractures, mat transfer, tearing and all that, that's all going to be a potential leak hazard. I will tarp that up in order to mitigate any further damages, ensure no other damages occur because of that repair test. But with all of that being said, I do not believe that the roof is repairable. I believe we'd be doing a disservice to this homeowner if repairs were to be made. As we can see, they'd be left with a potential leak hazard for each repair. So they'd have potential leak hazards all over their roof, everywhere where there's going to be a repair made on these wind damage shingles. So I do not believe that the roof is repairable, and I'll go and chalk up all those damages and get some better pictures of those. Thank you for your time.